Yeah, but you can't just ignore it. You can't pretend like it didn't happen.
I can try.
In her new play, Amanda Abbington gives voice to a character's unheard pain and trauma. But right now, the real thing is never far from the surface. In her interview on this programme last night, she said her experience on last year's Strictly Come Dancing was toxic and upsetting, included humiliation of a sexual nature, and left her with mild post-traumatic stress disorder. She said BBC producers who'd installed cameras to monitor her training sessions with professional dancer Giovanni Pernice knew what was happening.
I would get the producer saying, on the Friday, we've just watched the footage back, we are shocked and horrified, we're so sorry.
Today, the man who led a parliamentary inquiry into reality TV told us the BBC had failed in its duty of care.
It's surprising and it's very concerning because that suggests in some ways a repeat of what's been an old problem in shows like this and in reality programmes, which is that people know there's a problem but no one will intervene to do anything about it. And that the concern would be in a situation like that is that the senior producers on the programme are more concerned about the talent and the show than they are with trying to resolve some of these individual complaints. And it only gets addressed when it's escalated to such a level that it can't be ignored anymore.
Amanda Abbington and Giovanni.
The BBC says it will have updated processes, including chaperones in this year's series. But Miss Abbington says she's doubtful that will make a significant difference.
Given there were people in the room anyway.
Yeah, and they weren't allowed to say anything. So, you know, I don't know whether that will make a huge amount of difference. I hope maybe it will if there's training involved.
5 years ago, the BBC submitted evidence to the parliamentary inquiry on reality TV in which it said, in our competitive and immersive formats, a contributor welfare producer is assigned who has the primary responsibility for maintaining close liaison with all the contributors, and that they would ensure that any issues are identified and escalated as soon as is required to senior members of the team. It also spoke of a tailored package of aftercare that included continued psychological support. This will consist of a psychological debrief immediately after the end of the programme transmitting, plus scheduled follow-up contact at regular intervals.
The policies the BBC said they had in place, indeed the reason we looked at this as a select committee in 2019, was a concern that either there weren't the policies or they weren't being adhered to. This certainly seems to be the latter. There clearly were policies, they weren't being followed through. Otherwise, surely an intervention should have been made earlier. They clearly knew there was a problem.
The BBC told us it took its duty of care extremely seriously, but for confidentiality reasons would not comment on this individual case. Giovanni Pernice has strenuously denied the accusations against him, and last night a spokesperson for him told us the allegations made by Amanda Abbington in our programme yesterday did not resemble what was put to him by the BBC in any shape or form. Neither he nor his fellow professional Graziano Di Prima, who admitted kicking his celebrity partner, Zara McDermott, during training, will be back for the show's 20th season this autumn, when it and the BBC will be under strict scrutiny.